What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So if you're new to the channel, I'm going through each Harry Potter book and talking about them just a little bit in depth. So I'm doing them in order. So my last video was on Sorcerer's Stone. Now I'm doing Chamber of Secrets, and the next one will be, of course, Prisoner of Azkaban. Eventually, I would like to do a more in-depth review of them, but for right now, they're just going to be short reviews right now. After that, I'm going to do a book ranking of all the books in one video, so it'll come out later, so be looking out for that. Let's get started. So, this is my copy of Chamber of Secrets. It's, of course, the US edition, hardcover. This book came out in 1998 in the US. First chapter opens, of course, with Harry at the Dursleys. And something always happens to the Dursleys. So Uncle Vernon is having some potential clients over from his business, Gurnings, who makes drills, and they're having a dinner party for them. Uncle Vernon gets all this stuff together. He tells Aunt Petunia what to do, he tells Dudley what to do, he tells Harry to go up in his room and be quiet and act like nobody is there. Then he gets up to his bedroom and meets Dobby, the house elf. Now, Dobby, when I first read him, and when you first read the series, you hate Dobby. You cannot stand Dobby. By the end of the series, though, you love Dobby. You gotta love Dobby. Anyone who's read the entire series knows what happens to Dobby. Dobby's great. You gotta love Dobby. Dobby tells Harry Potter that he cannot go back to Hogwarts this year, but will not give a reason. We later find out that Dobby has been taking all of Harry's letters that he's been receiving from Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and Hagrid, and hiding them so that Harry doesn't think that anyone at Hogwarts wants him to come back. So Harry, of course, knows that this is a lie, and he says, I gotta go back to Hogwarts. So Dobby takes more abrasive measures at keeping Harry at his house. So it goes down, and he levitates Aunt Petunia's huge pudding bowl that she made over her head and drops it. This, of course, scares everyone in the house, and Harry is instantly blamed for it. But he still gets back to Hogwarts. And the way he does that is Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia have locked Harry in his room and put bars on his window so he can't get out, basically making him a prisoner. However, Ron, Fred, and George come in the flying blue Ford Anglia and save him. After that, all the Weasleys and Harry go to Diagon Alley through Floo powder and to get all of their books, and they meet Gilderoy Lockhart, the new teacher at Hogwarts. So Gilderoy Lockhart is very handsome and a very interesting character. I always enjoyed Gilderoy Lockhart in the books. I think he's an awful person, but I always enjoyed all the lines that she gave him. After that, they head over to King's Cross Station with all their books. They are wanting to go into Platform 9 3/4, however, Ron and Harry, for some reason, cannot make it through that barrier. So what do? The only logical thing, of course, which is go and take the flying blue Ford Anglia and fly it behind the train and take it all the way to Hogwarts. Of course. They get there, and they end up landing in the Whomping Willow, and some stuff happens. Ron breaks his wand. Eventually, they get into the Great Hall after this whole event. We find out they've missed the sorting, and everyone has the big feast, and they go up to their rooms. Later in the book, we find out that Harry is hearing voices in the wall, and on their way down to the Halloween feast. So they go up the marble staircase, and they find writing on the wall in blood that says, the Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the air, beware. We also find Mrs. Norris hanging petrified by a hook. More of the events of the book unfold, and Harry eventually finds a strange journal that he can write inside, and it will write back to him. We don't know what this is yet. He finds this journal in Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, which will come into play a little bit later into the book. Eventually, he rules out that the journal that has been writing back to him is evil, and he does not want it anymore. So he goes and he takes it back to the bathroom and asks Moaning Myrtle what happened to it. She tells him that it was thrown through her head by some person. Eventually, it turns out that Ginny is the one who originally had the diary. It was slipped into her cauldron at Flourish and Blots, at the Gilderoy Lockhart book reading by one Mr. Lucius Malfoy. Lucius Malfoy, terrible planner. He's like the worst Death Eater ever. He cannot ever do his job correctly. We find out that Ginny has gone missing, and we don't know where she's gone. So Harry, Ron, and Hermione have suspicions that she's down in the Chamber of Secrets, but they don't know how to get in there. They hear Gilderoy Lockhart ranting about how he knows how to get into the Chamber of Secrets and that he could totally save the day. So all the teachers kind of band together and say, okay, Gilderoy Lockhart, you go and open the Chamber of Secrets and get Ginny out. He goes to his office and starts packing up his things to leave. Harry finds him in there, tells him that he has to come to the Chamber of Secrets, and they kind of force him by wand. So eventually, they find the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets is in Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, and they go down into the depths of the school through a large pipe, I guess, in the middle of the sinks. But they have Gilderoy Lockhart with them, and Ron and Harry are there too. So we also find out that earlier in the book, Hermione has been petrified by something, the same thing that Mrs. Norris has been petrified by. And a few other students have also been petrified too, like Colin Creevey. So the way that Harry and Ron finally determine to go down into the Chamber of Secrets and know what's down there is they see a piece of paper crinkled in their hand about basilisks. They determine to go down to the Chamber of Secrets, and a basilisk is going to be living down there. So they finally get down there, but then a big landslide under the rocks creates a hole, a wall in between Gilderoy Lockhart and Ron and Harry. So Harry's all by himself now. Ron says he's going to go and try and dig out the wall. Harry goes and gets Ginny. So Harry goes and gets Ginny. He finds her lying on the ground inside the Chamber of Secrets, and there's another person. Tom Riddle is there. Now, we've never met Tom Riddle before, and Harry clearly has no idea who Tom Riddle is. He thinks that he is another person there somehow, and he tries to get Tom Riddle to help him get Ginny back awake. We find out later that Tom Marvolo Riddle is an anagram for I am Lord Voldemort. So Harry eventually tries to battle Tom Riddle, but then the basilisk shows up, tries to take him out, but then Fox the Phoenix shows up, Dumbledore's Phoenix, pokes out the basilisk's eye so he can't petrify anyone anymore, and brings Harry the Sorting Hat. Now we find out that the Sorting Hat, that inside the Sorting Hat, a true Gryffindor can pull out the Gryffindor sword out of it. And we find out Harry is a true Gryffindor. He pulls out Gryffindor's sword, he stabs it into the basilisk. After it has kind of cut him, is able to get out a fang, and then stabs the heck out of the diary. At stabbing the diary, Tom Riddle goes away, and the diary has been destroyed. We later find out in other books what exactly happened when the diary was destroyed, but I don't want to go into that right now, just in case you've only read up to Chamber of Secrets and not beyond. So we'll discuss that later when we get to Half-Blood Prince. So of course, everything is saved, everyone's happy. They go back up to the surface level. We find out that Gilderoy Lockhart backfired a memory charm spell and hit himself. So now he has a strange memory. He doesn't really know who he is. They get up to the surface, and Lucius Malfoy, one of the governors of the school, is there. He's having a big conversation with Dumbledore about what to do with the school. Harry brings Dumbledore the diary and asks Dumbledore if he can give the diary back to Lucius Malfoy, who he determined that's who gave it to Ginny. Dumbledore agrees to this, and Harry takes the diary out to Lucius Malfoy and puts in one of his nasty, dirty socks that he was wearing in the Chamber of Secrets inside of it, in hopes that Dobby the house elf will get it. And Dobby does get that sock, because Lucius Malfoy hands Dobby the diary for safekeeping. Dobby sees the sock, pulls it out, realizes that his master gave him clothing, and that he's a free elf. Now, Lucius Malfoy gets rather upset with Harry, but then Dobby steps in front of Harry and tells him that he should not harm Harry Potter, and Dobby will protect him. Everyone goes back home to King's Cross Station, Harry gets taken home, and he's ready for another awful summer. So that's my short review of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, printed 1998. by J.K. Rowling, of course. One of my favorite Harry Potter books, although I love them all so much, it's going to be so hard when I finally rank them to figure out which one I should go where. So let me know what you think about this video. Leave your thoughts in the towel section down below. Be sure to share this video with friends, like, subscribe, and comment. If you have any other thoughts, leave those in the towel section down below. But otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out. Bye.